All right, guys, welcome to Warriors Edge podcast. A very good evening to everybody out there listening to the show on this cold Thursday, frigid Thursday night. I'm your host, Luis Trevino. We got my main man, my right-hand man there, JJ Bull Justin. And tonight's guest of honor is bull rider Jacob Rodriguez. Good evening, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Thanks for joining us, man. Hey, Jacob, it seems like you're in the truck.
Yeah. My little studio for tonight.
Good, man. And JJ, you're in your Connex box, correct?
Yep, outdoors in the little man cave, the Connex box. It's a little bit cold out here, but it's nice. Not too bad.
And folks, those who do not know JJ, he'll be our guest of honor a little bit later, talking about his competition shooting, which he's a competitive shooter and is ranked number 2 in the nation. So that's another interesting story to talk about. So we also, first of all, just want to let everybody know that this is our first podcast getting out of the realm of boxing. We started to see episodes already. We're 63 episodes of boxing, but we wanted to open up the front to Warriors. And to Warriors, and I think for me, my respect to any person that does bull riding, rodeo bull riding, it comes to this young man that's making a bright star that I caught my eye in social media. We want to talk to him today because there's so many questions, Jacob, to ask you about what you do, man, and why you do this stuff, and why you're going to keep on doing it because you're fairly young. How old are you, Jacob?
I'm 20 years old, about to be 21.
20 years old, man. I mean, tough sport that you're in, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and show you a clip real quick, guys, so you guys can see what this guy goes through, man. I'm going to show it to you guys right now.
Jacob Rodriguez. You got a chance to be
Come on, come on, Jacob! Get him out!
All right, you can see that one. I don't know if the folks saw it, but you should send us a video, Jacob, of one of your bull riding events, and I'm going to put it on my page here pretty soon. You guys can see it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
I'm from Odessa, Texas. I was born and raised there. I didn't start bull riding until for about a little bit over a year ago. I started at Sul Ross State University, is where they taught me and helped me to learn more about bull riding and get better at it, is what I could say.
So, in Sul Ross State, is that the degree? Is that what they have, the program? Tell us a little bit about that program at the university, because not all universities offer that, correct?
Yes, sir. The program is more in the agricultural department. The rodeo team is just like another sports team for them. And, I mean, it's one of the best teams that I've seen at the college right now. They have 9 national team wins, and I think they have over 20 individual national titles.
So are you originally from where, Jacob?
I'm originally from Odessa.
And then you went to Sul Ross State in Alpine, correct?
Yes, sir.
And has rodeo been in your blood and your family all this time? Did your parents do it?
Only my dad did, but he did it for whenever he was in high school and then going into college for about a month, and then he stopped. But as of right now, I'm the only one in my family who's really doing rodeo.
And so, you have something to say, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just interested on what gave you that itch, you know? I mean, when was the first time you did it? Why did you do it the first time? Because, I mean, a lot of people would be very hesitant to even get on a bull, right, for the first time. But, I mean, after you did it, right, what told you, man, I want to excel at this sport? What was it? What was it for you?
For me, it was just that the first time getting stomped on, it was something that was a big adrenaline rush and something that gave me that push that I want to get better at this. I want to be able to conquer that bull. It just, when you're riding, it feels like you're at the top of the world, and that's just something I want to feel like the whole time, just conquering my fear.
I mean, so what are you feeling when you're up on the bull, man? I mean, what you know, you're on the chutes. What is going through your mind when you're in top of this massive animal that I think not only, I mean, the hard part is getting on the bull, but getting bucked off. Then after the buck off, I think that's where the real stuff happens because this bull wants to fucking kill you. So what's going through your mind?
Yeah, it does seem like that sometimes. I mean, just the feeling whenever you climb inside that bucking chute, it's just like a whole different person takes over. What's going basically through my mind is just what I need to do, that you can't really let that fear of you could possibly die get a hold of you, but that you want to be able to conquer this animal. Shoot, when I come out of that bucking chute, I feel like I'm on top of the world, that I can just basically do anything that I set my mind to.
So, I mean, before bull riding, I consider only starting sports as tough. You know, one of them is also boxing, contact sports. And I understand you did boxing. Can you tell us a little bit about boxing and how different it is, boxing to bull riding, as far as the nerves?
The nerves is really a big difference. But from boxing, I mean, conditioning and getting to step in the ring, and I mean, you're just competing to compete. And boxing, it was more, I would definitely have to say, more conditioning, just being able to last so long in those rounds and being able to have such a good stamina. When comparing it to bull riding, you only need it for at least 8 seconds to be able to do what you need to do.
So
that's a good question. That kind of, I'm sorry. That's a good question that kind of leads into your preparation, right? Your preparation for those 8 seconds, whereas, you know, in boxing, it's a preparation for much longer. Do you have any similar training, as you know, from the boxing world that you kind of learned and incorporated to the bull riding world? I'm curious.
Definitely, it has to be balanced. When it comes to bull riding, it's a lot of balance, and then from that, just mental strength of having the mentality that even when you're tired in the ring, you know, you can keep pushing to keep going. When it comes back into bull riding, it's just, they say bull riding is 90% mental, you know, 10% brain. And if you don't have your head right, thinking that you can ride this animal, you've already lost by the time you've climbed in that bucking chute.
So you talk about balance on the animal. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is even sometimes impossible to do. You see these guys get on these bohemians, man, and I mean, it only takes a couple of 1 second and you're already bucked off. The mental strength is also in any sport like boxing as well. To be able to, like you say, once you lost it up here, you pretty much lost it all the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the safety of the sport. We see bull riders with helmets and bull riders without helmets. At your level that you are right now, do they require you to wear a helmet, or that's something on the sole rider's discretion?
When it comes into the college rodeo, they do require helmets, but where I'm riding at in the UPRA, you're not required to wear a helmet. I preferably do, because it just makes me feel safer. Especially when you see that bull, those horns are basically just 2 big baseball bats on their heads. And it makes me feel a lot safer. And if something was to happen, it would protect my head and just keep me a lot more safer than it would be without a helmet.
So let me ask you this, Jacob, since we're on this topic of safety, what's the average, you know, career for a bull rider? I mean, what have you experienced talking to the other guys? How do they take care of their body, you know?
A lot of people work out and, you know, of course, eat healthy just like any other athlete would. I mean, but when it comes to bull riding, it's really just knowing whenever you need to take time to heal up and to, you know, just keep working out just to make sure your body stays in fit and healthy is really all it is.
You mentioned being in fit. I mean, I'm pretty sure you used to go to the gym. I mean, these bull riders, they got to stay in shape. Maybe not like boxing, not cardio, but you still got to go into the gym, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jacob, do you consider this one of the toughest sports? Not on earth, but
It's definitely one of the toughest sports that I've seen and that I've done so far.
dangerous, maybe. They say NASCAR is real dangerous. But, Justin, what do you think, man? You know, that fucking bull, man, is about to fucking kill you. I consider it one of the toughest sports. And all you guys that do that sport, man, you have some nerves of steel and fucking steel balls as well. But,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Just man, the whole idea behind the sport. I also think it's kind of the same. It's not the same, but even the bareback guys who ride those horses. Those horses are super agile, right? But then it's another world on a bull, man. That bull weighs 10 times more than you do, and he's out to get you, right? It's just it's a crazy mindset, man, and it's awesome to watch for sure. So it's really awesome,
yeah, there's several leagues out there. You have the CBR, the PBR, and yours is also the United States Professional Rodeo Association, right, Jacob?
Yes, sir.
So how does it work? I mean, you talk about, like, for example, baseball. You get into high school, college, you go into the farm system. Single A, double A, triple A. The major call you, they have a draft. So how does it work in bull riding? Is that something similar like that, or how do you get to the PBR ranks?
Well, I mean, you can go straight into competing in the PBR, PRCA as soon as you get out of high school, as soon as you turn 18. It's just basically all if you think you're ready. Like, if I really wanted to right now, I could go and sign up to get my PRCA permit, and then from there, you can get your PBR permit, and you would have to win so much money in your rodeos within that year in order to get the actual card or your actual PBR card. But I mean, if I really wanted to, I could go ahead and sign up and just go ahead and start competing in those associations if I wanted to.
So why don't you want to?
Right now, I'm just not completely ready to jump straight into that. That's basically just.
Probably lost connection there. Hey, Justin, would you get on a bull, man?
Probably not. I'll tell you that. I mean, that's one of those things that a lot of people want to do at least once in their life. But man, I don't know about that. And I grew up on a farm around bulls, steers, right, calves, all kinds of animals, man. But man, just looking that thing in the eye, I don't know about that. It takes a lot of mental toughness, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, what about you, Tree? What do you think?
No. Hey, so Jacob.
Just no, complete no.
No, I'm too tall. I'm 6'3". Is height a big factor in staying on the bull, Jacob? Because I see they're short. Does that also play a big factor? And does that help out being shorter than taller?
Sometimes it does. I mean, I've seen a lot of tall riders, 6 foot, 6'1", that have gone where they can basically wrap their legs around. It's all goes back to basically the balance. Whenever you're a lot taller, it's a lot harder to control your body weight and how you are going with the movements of that bull. I mean, personally, I've seen a lot of better riders being shorter just because they have more control of their body weight and how they move.
Jacob, another question. You mentioned that you're not ready to go to the big leagues. I mean, with all due respect, I don't understand. The big leagues is PBR, correct?
Yes, sir. PBR, PRCA.
Hey, but you also can go a professional, right?
Yes, sir. It's just a lower professional association is what it is.
Hey, Jacob, you're a professional to me, man. Fuck that, bro. You're a badass, brother. Get on that bull, man. Fuck that, I know. But anyways, so you say you want to prolong it until you're ready, but the span, the time span for a bull rider is not that long, I'm assuming, right? Because of the injuries.
Yes, sir. I mean, most people ride so they're about 35, 40. So as of right now, I got about maybe 17, 20 years.
Jacob, I got a question. Jacob, I got a question about the initial, just getting into the event. Is it? I mean, how much do you usually spend? Just the initial fee, to get your name on that list to ride one bull. What are you looking at?
It depends on the event. If it's a big event, it'll go into about 100, 200. And if, these normal, just regular rodeos, it usually goes to about $75 to $90 just entry fee.
Okay, and is that guaranteeing you for just one ride, or how does that work?
In the rodeos, it's just one ride, but whenever you go to bull riding events, sometimes there might be 2 rounds where you can get on 2 bulls, but majority of the time it's just one ride.
Okay. And then, of course, right, the other factors are you got to get there, right? You got to eat, right? You need gear, of course, right? All that gear is expensive. Your safety equipment, helmet, vest, things like that, right? So, I mean, you're investing a lot, but you just got to, I think you just got to think about it as, hey, you're investing into your future, right? Is that how you kind of think about it?
Yes, sir. It's like what everybody says. It takes money to make money. I mean, spending a lot, but in the long run, if you get out there, you do good, and you start winning a lot of money, it will end up paying off in the end.
So, Jacob, are those bull riders like yourself, you're a young kid, or anybody? I mean, are you looking for sponsors? Is sponsors the one that gets you through? Is that what they do?
Sponsors would help out a whole lot. It would help pay for gas. I mean, it would help pay for my entry fees, food. It will basically help pay for the whole trip. So
on the circuit that you're in right now, how far are the events? I mean, do you have to travel across the country, or is it only Texas, New Mexico, or how's that working?
And where I compete, they majority of them are in Texas, but there are some in Oklahoma. I think I've seen one near Louisiana, but most of them are about 6 to 9 hours away.
So, I mean, we look at our screen there. We're going to have one in Humble, Texas this weekend. This weekend. One in Orange, Texas this weekend as well. That's where you compete in the United Professional Rodeo Association, right? So, I hope you get sponsors, man, and I'm going to try to help you out there, my buddy. So we'll talk later. We'll get your name out there and get you to these tournaments, man. And I don't know if you knew, but this weekend at the Coliseum, the Tough Hedeman bull riding tour is going to be going on. So have you heard of Tough Hedeman? He was a local El Paso. I think he was from Colorado High School. Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him. I've known he. From what I've heard is that he used to attend Sol Ross also, and that he comes back and he gives back a little bit to this college.
He gives back. Wow. Okay. You're not gonna go. Oh, you're out. Where are you right now, Jacob?
I'm sorry?
Are you gonna go to the event this weekend in El Paso?
In El Paso, no, sir. I'll be in Odessa. I gotta help with where this arena that I practice at. I'll be helping out with one of their bull riding events this weekend.
Cool, man. Is that also part of the association you're part of?
No, sir. It's just basically giving back to the people who are helping me practice. They really don't charge me to practice at all, so I'm just gonna do my part and give back.
Cool, man. That's nice of you, man. Okay. How much money can a bull rider make at the pro level where you're at?
Where I'm at a good event, you can win up to about $5,000. But once you get up to PBR, I mean, I've seen them win to $25,000 to sometimes $100,000 at those events.
Or even more, right?
Oh yeah, way more sometimes.
I've heard some of these like Iron Cowboys, like that are done at Dallas Cowboys Stadium, up to $1 million, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Justin. Did you know, Justin, that these bucks, these bulls, also get they also get what am I called? Categorized. They also get help me out here, Jacob. They're also competing. Not just the person on top, but the bulls are also competing. Yes.
Yes, sir. They compete
How,
for their own events or
okay, so
their own.
how does that work?
So whenever it comes to getting a rider score, basically half of the score is the rider, half of the score is the bull. They basically judge the bull based on how good he bucks, how strong, how good he's turning. If he goes back both ways, they just take all those factors into there.
And who gets the money? Is it the contractor? That, of course, the contractor gets money off the bull, or do they charge, or how does the contractor of a bull make the money?
Well, if their bull does good and wins, it's basically just like bull riding, except the bulls, they get a score for each time they come out, and at the end of the night, they have their top 5 bulls who buck the best, and then from there they start giving out money to just by the ranks.
And I know, I believe so. And in 2021, I think it was one of the bucking bulls that was out there that was pretty good. Man, I just lost the name, but I'll get it back.
UPRA?
But, well, WOOPAA's the
Bodacious.
number one. No. The top 5 bucking bulls right now in the PDR is WOOPRA, Mike's Magic, Blue Duck, Moonlight Party, Magic Potion. But there's another one that was the best last year, and it was called Asteroid. And the reason that I heard that he was the best is because we can ride him, and he was that good. So they're also competing against you guys that want to buck you off. And so do bull riders look for the bull that is the hardest or maybe the easiest one?
Man, I wish it was that easy. Really and truly, what they do is they give us a bull for us. They have all these poker chips inside this hat, and it has the number of those bulls, and they draw them out for each person. So it's just like you could get a good one or you could get the worst one. It's just luck of the draw, really.
Yeah,
I got an interesting scenario if we got some time there, Tree.
Go ahead.
All right, Jacob. So I got this scenario here. It's just playing in my head, right? Because I've probably been in the same situation you have, not riding bulls, of course, right? But I'm going to give you this scenario. Let's say, Jacob, you just traveled 500 miles to this event, right? You took off time, from work, got a couple of days off approved, whatever the case is. You get there, make sure all your equipment is ready, right? You're ready for the next morning. But this next morning, you get one shot and one shot only, right? And maybe the fee is very high this day, whatever the case is. It's a national championship, right? Just to kind of put in perspective. You're ready the next morning. You wake up. You do a couple of warm-up sessions, however you go about that. You get on that bull, and 2 seconds later, you hit the dirt, right? You got to travel back home 500 miles, right? How hard do you take something like that on yourself? And what do you do, to kind of improve based on what just happened?
That's something that's just, it's tough to live with, but then it also gives you motivation. At that point, as soon as I get home, I'm going straight to the practice pen, and I'm trying to find a bull who has similarities to what that bull has. Just trying to figure out what I did wrong, and just trying to fix it. If I can find a bull that bucks as big as he does, then I'll keep getting on bulls at that level just to keep working on to try to fix what I messed up on.
Well, that was what you said earlier. That was the mental strength.
Yes, sir.
Right? That was the mental strength, right? What was the scenario, Justin?
And Jacob, that scenario is not far-fetched, right? I'm sure it's happened to you plenty of times, right? But it's how you come back from moments like that make you who you are now, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jacob. So right now, as we speak, where are you at right now? Levy, New Mexico?
I'm in Otis, New Mexico, currently right now.
Otis, and are you traveling en route to an event? You said you're going to Odessa, right?
Yeah, it's a junior. It's like a small junior, I think, pro little event that they have going on at this arena.
So who travels with you? Does your family travel with you? Or you are a solo guy on your RV and your truck? Real fucking cowboy.
Yeah, it's mainly me when I go, but my family does go and take off and go to watch me and support me as much as they possibly can. But I mean, if there's a scenario where I can't possibly go, I'll probably just, or that my family can't go, I'll probably just take one of my friends. But now, I mean, I got buddies who are gonna start traveling with me. I mean, it's gonna make it a lot better for me.
Are they also bull riders?
Yes, sir.
And you know, us being in, me and Justin are in law enforcement, so we don't watch. I don't watch no correction shows or police shows. We've lived it for so many years. I've been a 24-year veteran of the sheriff's office. Justin's been there almost 8 years. Justin.
Yes, sir.
So we don't watch that. Do you watch bull riding on TV for enjoyment?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, you do. And is that some type of strategy also to see what other guys are doing that you're not doing and you can do better?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I look to see exactly their little movements, or if I see someone who rides a little similar to the way I ride, then, you know, I'll kind of notice, like, watch their feet, how they're moving, how they're getting around, cutting those turns, and just try to use it whenever I go and start riding.
Wow. Well, okay. Let me shift gears here a little bit from. Do you do something else rather than rodeo? Do you have other hobbies you do?
I'm trying to learn the rope to start learning the team rope and stuff like that. But as of right now, all I do is bull riding.
So you're still in the rodeo round. So you don't do something else like play sport. You don't box no more. You don't. No.
No, sir. Rodeo is all I do now.
So an interesting fact about team roping. Justin's brother is also ranked in team roping, and he was just at Las Vegas rodeo finals. Correct, Justin? Can you tell us know a little bit about that?
Yeah, so back in December, he was at the World Series, right? I think you have USTRC, and then you have the World Series. He was at the World Series out there competing. His name's Nate Martinez, and he's done a very, very good job for himself, right? He's 21 years old, and man, he inspires me. He reminds me of you, Jacob. Just on the grind 24/7, just trying to be the best that he can be. And I always try to remind him, ask him, hey, what's your end goal? I see a lot of similarities, with you, Jacob. So it's pretty interesting. So I kind of understand, your mindset. I know you're being humble, on the podcast, but I know you have, that inner desire to be the best, right?
He has the warrior mindset.
The warrior mindset.
That's right. The warrior mentality. I mean, that's why it's a warrior mentality. We want to focus on people like you, Jacob, because fuck you, Nate. With a warrior mentality like Nate, he gets into that trance, that motivation, that warrior mentality. Folks, people don't see a lot of people don't see the logistics or the background of what really happens in any type of sports, any type of event. Like what it takes to get there. The PBR, the CBR, the bull riding shows that we see on TV, the cameras go behind the scenes at time. Either the bull rider is devastated because he got bucked off and he's been working so hard. And for the 99% of the time that I see a bull rider get bucked off, they're fully devastated, whether they're injured or not injured, and they're storming out of that arena. But then also we see the flip side of it when they get prized and they're happy because they work so hard for 8 seconds, and those 8 seconds is a fucking eternity. So we see the background a little bit of what these guys go through, and then of course what we don't want to see is a bull rider get hurt, but that eventually that's part of the nature of the sport. It's like in law enforcement. Eventually you're gonna hopefully not get hurt, but you're gonna trade some punches with something. With bull riding, that's something that's always behind your head, right, Jacob? Have you ever gotten injured?
I've gotten injured plenty of times, actually. I mean, it's all part of it. It's not a matter of if you get hurt; it's about when you get hurt and how bad it is. And
that's what and you're right. I mean, we want to make sure that we understand that concept, and having people on the podcast, people know what you guys are going to go through, man. I mean, it's an ass kicker, man. I mean, I see you guys or the majority of the time you're injured? I mean, can you let us know a little bit about the scars that you have? Maybe broken bones, arms.
So far, I've
I don't want to jinx it either.
so far I've been lucky not to have any
Good.
broken bones or anything. But I mean, I've gotten to where I've gotten stomped on, ripped my pants, just nice scrape down my leg. I mean, I've had bruises. I've almost had my collarbone broken. I mean, it's just basically everywhere.
Man, I bet parents are proud of you. Who's your biggest cheerleader, man? Is it your girlfriend, your mom, or your dad?
It's definitely my mom and my dad. My mom's out there. I mean, my dad, majority of the time, I have him in the back of the chutes with me to have that extra little comfort there to, to help me get my mind better. But my mom's out there. She's cheering me on and everything. My dad really doesn't show it too much, but deep down, I know he's there and he's proud with, I'm pushing and doing what I want to do.
And your mom's probably super nervous.
Oh, all the time. There was a time in around 4th of July in Mescalero. I hadn't got on a bull for about a month or two, and first bull out, turns back into the chute, hits the side of it, pops my leg off his back, and I got hung up and drugged down the whole arena. And when I came back, I just had this biggest smile on my face, and my sister goes, Mom was crying in the stands, right? And I was like, was she? I was like, was she that worried? And I mean, it's just the way she gets the whole time. She's nervous. I mean, I understand why. I mean, I don't blame her.
I mean, just imagine, man, your mom will be going through. But I guess that's something that a boy likes. I'm going to show you a video. Let's see if it plays, okay? I don't know if you saw it, but I played it, and I don't know if people saw it, but in the background, I think you hear a woman yelling, and I think that was your mom. I don't know.
That was at Sol Ross, actually. All those people you can hear on those girls. I mean, they're all part of the rodeo team. It's just we all help each other when we're bucking bulls and stuff like that. And it was coming out to become a really good ride, and they were just they were cheering me on.
So you saw it. Okay. So I'm going to play another one. I think I played at the beginning of the podcast. And tell us a little bit about this one afterwards. Yeah, Jacob?
Yes, sir.
Jacob Rodriguez. You got a chance to be the only.
Come on, let's try. Come on, Jacob! Get him out!
So you hear, obviously, a lady say, come on, Jacob. I'm assuming that was your mom.
That was my sister that time.
Your sister.
I really don't take my mom in the back of the chutes, and
okay.
My mom rarely records for me because she just wants to watch me ride. But that one, that was a pretty nasty hang up right there.
So tell us a little bit about that one, man.
That day, it was in Greenwood, Texas, and that was at the arena I usually practice at. That day or that night, I had drawn it was a different bull, but they couldn't get him in, and I was the last one to ride. And that one, he was hot, and they told me already as it was that he was going to be a little bit hot, and there I just couldn't keep up with them. I completely lost my feet, and next thing you know, all I could remember was that I was just completely under that bull, just feeling just a massive hit to the back. And when I saw the videos, whenever I realized what had happened.
Man, Justin, what did you think of that video? Did you see how the bull just stomped on him, man?
I couldn't see that video, Tree. That's why I couldn't see that one.
Okay, I'm going to show you another one here. That one went better, right, Jacob?
Yes, sir. That went a lot better.
Yeah, that was. So I'm assuming, Jacob, you said that your sister was on at you, at times your mom or your fans. sometimes you probably don't even hear them yelling at you, or because you block them out, right? That mentality, or you do hear them.
I do. Sometimes I hear everybody yelling, but majority of the time I black out completely. Like all I can think about is just me and that bull, and I really don't listen to anything else, and it's just going through my mind just what I'm trying to do, and just follow that bull.
Jacob, during that moment, right? Like you just said, you're in the zone, you're focused, nothing else matters, right? I mean, it's just, you and that bull, and I can kind of relate to that. When I'm shooting competitively, I think that's one of the reasons I like it so much is because, when it's my time, when I'm ready to shoot, nothing else matters. The bills don't matter, the girlfriend doesn't matter, any type of problems don't matter. So do you kind of gravitate towards that feeling? What do you think, Jacob? That's a pretty awesome feeling, right?
It's definitely one of the best feelings in the world. It's just you against that 2,000-pound beast, and nothing else matters.
Justin, let me tell you something, brother. The girlfriend doesn't matter, boy. She's gonna kick your ass, bro.
Yeah, sure heard this. But I mean, you know what I mean, right? I mean, I didn't mean it like that.
Fuck it, Justin. Fuck it.
Sorry, Brenda.
Do you have a girlfriend, Jacob?
Yes, sir, I do.
Does she rodeo too, or no?
No, she doesn't at all.
At all? She doesn't rodeo. Does your little sister do rodeo?
Nobody in my family does rodeo.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, Justin mentioned the girlfriend can be a distraction. Maybe is that a distraction in your case too, Jacob?
No, right now she's one of my biggest supporters. I mean, she's there and she supports, and she really doesn't. I mean, she doesn't like that I'm bull riding, but she's there to support me. She says as long as I'm happy, then she's happy with it.
And you know what, Jacob? We really wish you the best, man. It was awesome to find you, man. I mean, I like to showcase people, and even in my past podcast, we interviewed some big names, man. But also we interviewed, most importantly, not big names, but people like you that are on the back roads, those farm roads of Texas, New Mexico, doing what you do, man. It's fucking awesome, man. So I applaud you for what you do, man, and I applaud your bravery, because it takes a lot of guts to get on a bull, man. And 8 seconds is a long fucking time. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it used to be 10 seconds. Back in the days, I heard it used to be 10 seconds. Did you? Yes, Jacob, or no? I think I heard that.
This is the first I'm hearing that actually.
I think a while back it used to be. I don't know. I may be wrong, but I know a little bit about it. I mean, I know that Bodacious was one of the toughest, one of the heaviest bulls ever. Have you heard of Bodacious?
Yes, sir, I have, and I've seen some pretty gruesome videos.
Well, Tough Hedeman was riding Bodacious when he broke his head, broke his face.
Yep.
Right, Justin? And
yes, sir, that's correct.
And what's one of the most famous bull riders? You know, Jacob?
Yes, sir, I do.
Who was it?
To me, it would probably have to be Lane Frost.
Yeah, that's what Louis said right here, my son.
Lane Frost.
And he got killed by, do you guys know what bull?
I don't know what bull it was exactly.
It was Red Rock.
Red Rock.
And I know we don't want to say that word in the podcast and shit like that, but he got injured by the bull called Red Rock. But I know Chris Ledoux, a country singer, made a song about him. Also, Aaron Watson has a very good fucking song on him. One of the best songs out there, man. So I know I went to go see Aaron Watson, and he has that song of Lane Frost. It's a very good song. Do you have anything else?
No. Just speaking on the topic of songs. What's your number one motivational song before you get on that bucking bull?
That one's a tough one. I think
You
it would
listen,
have to be Riding the Lightning. I forgot who it's by, but I mean, saw
Warren
that song
Zeters.
first. Yeah.
Warren Cedars. So you listen to country, Jacob.
Yes, sir, I do.
That's cool. So do you know the difference between a charreada? They also do bull riding and American rodeo.
No,
Neither do I. I don't know what the difference is, but they also do bull riding. I don't.
I mean,
Right?
I've seen like in Mexico how there's guys that get on and just ride it with no hands completely. They're just basically strapped with their feet to that bull.
So here's the other thing that I had for you, Jacob. So, is there a union for bull riding? Is there somebody like the NFL has the NFL Players Association that will take care of you after your career? Is there anything like that in the sport of rodeo / bull riding?
Where I'm riding at completely in my association, I mean, we just basically got the paramedics that are always there on standby. But I mean, once you get up to the higher in the PRCA and PBR, I mean, they got a special sports meds team that specialize in rodeo. So they know, like, they have special ways to wrap you up, and they know more about injuries rodeo related.
So let's just say, Jacob, that the rodeo doesn't pan out for you. You were going to school. Is that something also you have aspirations of continuing to do after the rodeo or during the rodeo to do something else?
No, not really. It was just rodeo and hopefully retire from that.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, you gotta love what you do, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, and we talked about your mental strength. We talked about your balancing on the bull, the distractions, the motivational factors, and all the warrior mentality we associated with Justin. He's a competition shooter associated with us in our job. The warrior mentality, competition shooter, it kind of all binds us together because at the end of the day, we got to be warriors, man. Either to shoot a gun, Justin, to protect and serve, and to get on a massive ton their bull ride. Bull. So how many bull rides do you have, Jacob?
Right now, under my belt, I've actually covered about 5-6 of them, but I've been on close to about 100 head, maybe a little bit more.
Wow, man, that's a lot. That is a lot. Hey, Justin, I know you had a bull in your farm, right? That your dad was raising.
Yes, we did. He was never a bucking bull or anything like that. He was more like the ranch pet. We would have him out just like a dog. He would love to play and jump around and kind of get you to play tag with him and stuff. So that ended rather quickly after he got really, really heavy and really strong. But he was never a bucking bull.
And you sold him for a horse, right?
Yeah, I think we did a trade for a horse or something like that back in the day.
Wow. So we have something on our segment there, Jacob, that we're going to play with you. It's called Rapid Fire. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. We're going to do Rapid Fire, being sponsored by JJ Bullets Tree and Warriors Edge Podcast, Warriors Edge Boxing Promotions. And I say JJ Bullet because he's about to go and compete, right, JJ?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. So we're going to kick it off. Jacob, what's your favorite food, man?
Pizza.
Pizza. What's your favorite rodeo country-related movie?
Cowboy Up.
Cowboy Up.
I've never seen that movie. Who is it with?
I don't know the main characters on them. I mean, I know it's on YouTube. That's where I first saw it.
Thought you were gonna say, if you ask me, it's fucking Urban Cowboy, man. Shit, that is the fucking movie of all movies. No.
It's definitely one of my favorites, but I mean, Cowboy Up definitely beats it for me.
All right. What about a non-country movie?
Ooh, non-country, Rocky.
That's good.
I could sit there and watch every single one.
Hey, Justin, what's your favorite country-related movie?
What about Lane Frost's movie?
It's called
That's a
8
good
Seconds,
one.
right?
8 Seconds.
Was that 8 Seconds? What's about your favorite country song all time, Jacob?
Maybe Wasted on You. That one's definitely one I always.
Who sings that one?
Morgan Wallen, right?
Yeah, Morgan Wallen.
What about you, Justin?
Oh man, I got too many, but maybe one from I don't know, Alan Jackson. I don't know which one, but I love Alan Jackson. I'll tell you that.
Fuck yeah, bro. We saw him back pre-COVID. Came to El Paso.
Yeah.
I think 2 weeks after that, the fucking pandemic hit. We saw him at the Don Haskins Center. Had some great scenes to see. The fucking legend, man. I was happy to see
Alan Jackson.
Jacob, you're fairly young, my friend, but I'm going to ask you this one. Would you see anybody in concert country, who would it be? That you would like to see? Fuck yeah. I've never seen George Strait. What about you, Justin?
I would have to agree. I've never seen George Strait, and I mean, you got to see the king of country music, right?
You know, me and Justin, we like whiskey, and we like to talk about it, and we like to educate ourselves. As you can see, I've been drinking Knobs Creek. He's drinking Bullet, which is a very good whiskey. A good friend of mine recently, he sent me a bottle of tequila from George Strait's ranch that George Strait gave him. He gave him 3 bottles, and one was a gift to me. Of course, George Strait didn't know who the fuck he was going to give it to. He doesn't know. But he said, yeah, give them out to your friends. And I had a bottle of Código, and I haven't opened it yet. I don't know if it's a good tequila, but I'm pretty sure it is. Jacob, what's your favorite cartoon growing up? If you watched any cartoons. Fuck, it seems like you probably at 3 years old, you were working on the farm already.
Favorite cartoon, Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. What about you, Justin?
I don't know. We didn't grow up watching too much cartoons, you know.
Yeah, I know you did. You were always
Tom and Jerry, though. Tom and Jerry's good. We got a lot of similarities there, Jacob. His favorite song, man. I like you already.
Jacob, do you shoot guns, Jacob?
Not like on a regular, but every now and then I'll go out to the shooting range with my friends and shoot some guns.
Cool, man. I mean, don't get Justin started. Hopefully you tune in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk a little bit more about Justin. He's going to be my new right-hand man for the Warriors X podcast, so you can learn a lot about what he does with his guns. He's a badass when it comes to firearms, man. He's our range master at the county sheriff's office.
That's badass.
You know, one thing that you probably didn't know about is that I used to be a DJ for country music, man.
Fun fact.
That's cool.
Fact, man, right? Fun fact. So, hey, Jacob, it's been a pleasure playing rapid fire with you. Do you have any last words, Jacob, for us tonight?
I'd just like to thank all my friends and family for supporting me in this. And I know it's tough, and I know it's scary watching me, but it means a lot whenever you are there by my back, or that y'all got my back. I'd like to thank the rodeo team for helping me learn and push myself to be the best I can possibly be.
And Jacob, I hope we come back on the show so you can slay on throughout the year to see where you've been. So we're back around this time in El Paso, Alpine, Las Cruces. Anytime soon you're going to come here and compete?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
You're going to come down to El Paso or Las Cruces anytime soon?
Maybe Las Cruces. I know they got a rodeo series going on February 24th through, I can't remember, but they're wanting to do it every weekend, so I might come down and compete a couple weekends there.
All right, let us know, man. Let us know so we can go see you, man.
Yes, sir.
Justin, any last words for everybody else, man?
No, just it was fun, Jacob. I appreciate you guys having me here with you guys, and Jacob, don't forget about us in 5 years when you're at the top of the game, man, in the PBR.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't forget, Jacob.
Oh, I won't. Thank y'all for having me.
You got it. In closing, folks, thanks for joining us on Warriors Edge podcast, where we interview warriors just like Jacob. Tune in for more shows coming up. It's been a pleasure, Jacob. I want to thank you, and also thank your family for making this possible to be getting in contact with you. And again, you have a friend out here and a home here at Warriors Edge in El Paso, Texas. So it's been a pleasure, folks. It's been a pleasure. And before I even sign off, we want to also thank all the men and women of law enforcement, the first responders, on the job that you do. It's a brotherhood, the blue line, the silver line. We're with you 100%. So whatever you do, put God first. This has been Warriors Edge Podcast, and Warriors out. We'll see you later, guys. Have a good one.